Hypergamy is the idea that the top percent of males, in terms of looks, fame, money, whatever else, gets all the girls, and that all the men who are not in the top percent, don't get any girls at all. That's the idea of it, at least. This is very much associated with like looks maxers and black pill online, and the narrative that I keep on seeing online, which I think is total bullshit, is that all that matters in your life is girls, and your life quality and who you are as a man is measured by the amount of girls that you get, and you're gonna be lonely forever, and your life is gonna be shit, and you won't get any girls, and you won't have a wife, and you won't be happy if you don't upgrade yourself, money, looks, whatever, by any means possible to get more girls. Not everybody is like this online, but I see this shit so often, and I think it's bullshit, but not bullshit. Hypergamy is not real in the way that you think it is. It works much differently in the real world. And you're probably sitting here thinking, who the fuck are you to tell me? You're an LTN, like people would say online. And you don't seem that confident. You don't seem charismatic. You don't seem like you get any girls. Yeah, okay, I'm 19. I'm 5'10". I don't get every girl in the world, but I still think I have a say in this because of what I'm seeing out there happening, also especially with my close friends. And talking about close friends, I have a friend who really believes in hypergamy, who is very much into black pill, right? And he talks to me a lot about it. And not to, throw him under the bus and like spill all his secrets, I just want to bring it in. Because yesterday I was seeing him and some of my other friends, and we were standing outside the bathroom, and we were talking about, hypergamy and girls and whatever. And I brought up hypergamy, and I looked at him and I was like, hey, what do you think about hypergamy? And he was like, oh yeah, I know about hypergamy. I think it's, I think it exists, because, I just think it exists. And I told him straight up, hypergamy doesn't work the way that you think it is. And if I need to summarize this whole video up in one sentence, hypergamy is in levels. Hypergamy exists, yes, but it exists over a gradient. Girls will always try to seek the best, male possible, because that's how biology works. 10,000 years ago, when we were all running around being cavemen, the healthier a guy was, the more powerful he was. Let's say he ruled over like a tribe, and the more money he had, and the taller and the more muscular he was, the more chance it was for the woman to survive if he picked him over like a short, skinny guy who didn't command over any armies, right? So you gotta see kind of like from a perspective of a woman biologically, the more powerful and the better looking a guy is, that means better genetics, health indicators, so better offspring, which is literally, we're hardwired to create as good offspring as possible, not to sound weird or anything. And if he was more powerful and had all this money, then they were less likely to die, right? Because he could support her and protect her. So we still have those brains as we did back then. So, it's hardwired into our biology, and there's nothing we can do to argue with this. Women will always try to seek the guy who seems, number one, like he can quote unquote protect her the most, from like any dangers or whatever, and the guy who looks the best, because that, better looking guy means more health indicators, better offspring. But this is where a lot of self-improvement YouTubers, black pillars and looks maxers get it wrong. Not every girl is 100% hypergamous. And you're probably looking at me and thinking, how the fuck do you know? I know because of what I've seen in my own life, my own relationships, and, and relationships that I've seen with other people in my life. And I know I'm not like, the best looking guy or whatever. Don't come after me in the comments for that, because I've seen that before in other videos that I've posted. You can take my word, or you don't need to, right? But this is just what I think. Every girl has a level of hypergamy within them, like a meter from 0 to 100. Usually, girls are born into, let's say, a good family, and they have good parents, and they have a very good upbringing and no traumatic experiences, they have money in the household, whatever. that usually leads to less hypergamous women, I think at least, because you had a good upbringing, your personality is good, you have a sense of morals and values, and you look further at a guy than just looks and just fame, and also for personality, right? And I think that has a lot to do with how you were brought up in your life. Like, did you have a lot of love? Did you have a good parent, a good a good upbringing? Did you have safety at home? Were you abused? Did you feel unsafe, right? The better an upbringing you have, I think the more morals and sense of like values that go deeper than just surface level you have. But of course, there have been families, I've seen like really rich kids who, I don't want to be the type of guy who just sits and trash talks people and puts people into boxes. That's, if I do that throughout this video, I apologize in advance, because that's really not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to explain myself in the clearest way possible. I've seen some people who've had a good upbringing, who've done well at home, and they have money and there's safety, whatever, and they've slept around with a lot of guys, and that's just the type of shit that you hear in high school. You know what I mean? There's all these rumors going around. They might not be true, but I want you to understand that the whole message with this video that I'm trying to put out there is that don't think that it's over just because you're not the top 1%. Certain girls are not hypergamous. Real love and real relationships exist, even at the average looking guy, right? Even if you're below average, good relationships still exist, and you shouldn't let anybody take that thought away from you. Hypergamy is real, but it's a gradient, and every woman has a certain gradient of hypergamy within them, right? We cannot deny that every woman is somewhere biologically hardwired to be hypergamous, to seek the best man, but we also have a consciousness. We have feelings and emotions and values and morals that tell us that a guy, we're not machines like that. We're not fucking machines and robots that just go for the best thing possible and ignore everything else. We're human beings. We're self-conscious. We have feelings and emotions. And that means that we understand and we can value other things than just money, fame, looks, like personality, like humor, like if you match with a certain person. It doesn't even have to be anything. Maybe you just have a spark with somebody. Maybe there's no word for the thing that you have with another human being other than just true love, because that's exactly what we're missing. We're missing true love. We're missing the idea that you, as an average guy who feels good about himself, who likes being himself, and doesn't need to be all that famous. We have forgotten true love. We've forgotten the idea that, that people get into relationships and actually love each other, actually are together with each other, and don't just seek the best possible mate because of fame, because of money, because of looks, or whatever it is. We've lost the concept of true love, and I don't know where it happened. Maybe it happened with Black Pill. Maybe it happened with the rise of social media, or the beginning of the internet, or the Industrial Revolution. I don't know where the hell this shit started, but it feels like we've lost the fucking sense that real relationships exist and real love exists, where people appreciate each other and don't just value each other based off of looks and money and fame and whatever else that is materialistic and just surface level shit. You can and you will find somebody, even if you're not at the very tip top level of humanity. That exists, and I've seen it with my own fucking eyes. I've experienced it as well. Real love does exist. And I don't want anybody to take that idea away from you. No black pillars, no looks maxers can ever let you convince yourself that you're unworthy just because you cannot get any females. That is a shit idea. That is bullshit, and that does nothing but hurt you. Because what are you gonna do when you look good, when you have all the fame and all the money? I don't ever think those thoughts are gonna stop. I don't ever think your insecurity for girls is ever gonna disappear, because all that's ever hardwired into your brain is the idea that more girls equals more fame, while the guy who hasn't even been on social media in 7 fucking years is living a happier life than you could ever be. Even if you get all the girls, even if you get all the fame, you might feel slightly better, but your brain is hardwired to process the only thought, which is, I need to be better, I need to look better. The only value, the only thing that defines me as a human being and how good I am and the quality of my life is just how many girls I get. You know, that's gonna keep on persisting unless you change your mindset, unless you turn away from girls and look inward at yourself and you focus on your values and you focus on who you are as a person and you start to reevaluate what these bullshit YouTubers are telling you online and start to realize and open your eyes and look at the real world. Look at marriages that have lasted for 50 fucking years and the two people are not successful. Then the guy doesn't look good, right? It works and real relationships exist. That's how we have been able to reproduce and survive as a species for this fucking long, and nobody needs to take that idea away from you, because you are worthy and you are real and you will find somebody, even if you're not at the very top. And I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart because I have a friend who thinks like this, and I wish I could tell him stuff like this. I wish I could speak to him like this. I'll see you in the next video.